experience and your work in the eco-friendly home space.
Thank you so much, Jayati. Thanks to Vicky for putting this panel together, and good evening to all our participants. So we will try and discuss some global phenomena that we are watching and experiencing, and try and connect that to how you can make an impact. So IPCC's sixth assessment report is out, and it has sounded warning bells all over. And these are the observations by UN Foundation. Rise by 1 degree centigrade will reduce crop yield and productivity, leading to poverty, conflicts, and mass migration. Changes to land use patterns is driving climate change. Solution must be sought ground up. We need to achieve deep and rapid emission reduction. What does this mean? So as you can see, the picture is that of a coal mine. So the soil that holds the forest that is depleting so fast is actually a carbon sink. It's proven by research. Then when we decapitate that, the soil below the forest loses that ability. From carbon sinks, they become carbon chimneys. And coal mines is an example of what's happening globally. Coming to India, this is the current scenario. What you see are the active coal power plants all over India. We are the third largest consuming country. We are the third largest producer of coal. 80%, given all these subsidies and all the push for photovoltaics and for wind energy and hydro electricity, 80% of our energy demand is still satisfied by coal today. So what does our future look like? India will be adding 70% of its building stock by 2050. What that means is, this projection has been around from 2010. So let's assume some part of the 70% building stock has been achieved, but majority is unbuilt. And the residential sector will overtake the industrial sector in terms of energy demand. And it is estimated to be 1,800 terawatts by 2047. What is 1,800 terawatts? We are commoners, we don't understand this number and the data that is, that keeps coming, we come across. So that is equivalent to an energy grid the size of the European Union. So by 2040, that is what we need to achieve to satisfy our energy demand. So what is our destiny? As a nation, what is our destiny? From the global phenomena, we are now talking about India. Now, then we will talk about you and me. So our destiny will be forged by buildings not being built yet, by the appliances not being purchased, by the cars not yet being manufactured and consumed. So the good news is we can do something about it. If we are doing it right, we can do something about it. So I will just demystify some of these things. Why is it so bad? Why is it so bad to build? It's generating employment. It's contributing to the GDP. Well, the conventional way of doing things is bad. There is good green and there is bad green. So I'm just going to illustrate with one example. There are many factors. So when we build, we will actually be demanding what? We will be clearing out land, which is a limited resource. Now, and when we're doing it wrong and we're wrapping our buildings with glass because it looks cool, and we learned this from somewhere, in the Western part of the world, they do it for a very different reason though. So the more blue is there in a building, the less likely it is to be green in the tropical climate that is our climate. So it traps the heat, and then you can't ventilate it, and it gives rise to all sorts of issues. And the second thing, the picture that you see, these bubbles, number one is the global warming potential of carbon dioxide. And when we then mechanically cool our buildings, there is no right way of doing it though. The refrigerants that is used, some of them are 14,000 times more potent. So we are not talking about benign compounds anymore. So let's do it right. So who are the players? Who is there in this building ecosystem that we're talking about? There is no magic formula. There are 5 major players, okay? There is the government, there is the builders and developers, there is the manufacturers, there are technical consultants like me, and there are consumers like you and me. So if we do it wrong, 5 of us are doing it wrong. If you're building net zero or low carbon buildings, mind you, green certifications is not the only way eco-friendly buildings. You can do that without certifications also. it will still be the 5 of us. So we have the solution in our hands. Coming to EcoCollab, as Jayati has already introduced, we are a platform by sustainability solution providers for anybody who wants to build green. And how do we do that? We kind of do this across 4 pillars: passive design, alternate materials, specifications, building simulations to validate your direction, eco-friendly construction, and finally, resource monitoring and management. I will not sugarcoat this. It takes a tribe to actually get a green building on the ground, and we are the tribe for you. So some of the, some very simple things that we are doing, it's not rocket science at all. It's a little bit of common sense, a lot of empathy is required. So the picture that you see on the left-hand side of the screen, with this cluster, that's the heap of plastic that goes, if we are not able to recycle, we are creating mountains of plastic actually. So there are manufacturers all over India. Some of them are using them as boards, so they kind of become an alternate or a replacement for ply boards. What is EcoCollab doing for the interior doors in any house or commercial complex? We actually replace the ply core of a flush door by MLP. What is MLP? Multi-layered plastic. So it's all your shampoo and lotion bottle, core board. And once we finish that, unless you brag about and tell people, hey, how cool and green we are, people will not be able to realize this. So the other thing that we do, other than this, is that we completely eliminate plaster from our walls. All right. Why? Because 1 meter cube of wall plaster is responsible for 250 kgs of carbon dioxide emission. And, a 30-40 site villa, a G+1 villa will require 11 meter cube of that commodity. So that kind of amounts to 3,000 square feet of 3,000 kgs of carbon dioxide emission. Now, if you come to EcoCollab with all this fun and good stuff that we're doing, we arrived at a number. If you come to EcoCollab homes can prevent 5,000 kgs of carbon dioxide emissions for every 1,000 square feet of build space.
Wow.
Now, you can also be eco-friendly. I'm sorry, I can't take this, header out, but these are some of the pointers that we are doing ourselves. And we would recommend any of you to follow this as well. So optimize your building footprint. Build only what is necessary. Every building will have walls. Please trade your clay bricks, your CMU blocks, which is concrete masonry units, to CACB. Why? CACB is a very ancient technology, and most commonly it uses excavated earth to make bricks, which is thermally cooler and is definitely stronger than what we have in the market. Shade your east and west facade windows. Have long overhangs. Why? Because that's where the building heat gain happens. Use and explore double height spaces along the east and west side. If you're really planning to mechanically cool your interiors, stop right there. Explore cool roofs or green roofs instead. And then harness roof runoff waters, guide them to ponds and sumps all over your site, guide the overflow to recharging pits. Show off your renewable energy, contraptions, all your wind turbines and your photovoltaics, instead of if you have planned to buy Italian furniture. So it's just a recommendation. I mean, we do this in our project, and the 2 projects that you see, one is a 3,000 square feet villa and one is a 25,000 square feet factory. This project actually does not have any interior plaster in ceiling or in walls. It's just the external plaster that you see. We were able to prevent 25,000 kgs of carbon dioxide. This is just for 2 projects. Okay, so things we can do, we can create an impact. So other things that EcoCollab is doing, all this fun stuff and the good stuff we keep doing all the time, we want to share the knowledge. So we're planning and working on an eco toolkit, by which it will be an online interface. So what anybody can do is, if you're an individual or a builder, you punch in some numbers and you can find the conventional building carbon footprint. Then there will be some options to choose from. And when you punch in those options, you can actually get reduction of the carbon dioxide emission. You can actually get the reduction for the construction time and therefore the cost. All right. So this will be right there for you to make those important decisions. Okay. And the services that we do, other than architecture and design, which is probably clear by now, we do sustainable master plans for large sites. Sites more than 1 acre will be requiring this. We do building energy modeling and simulations, because if you're following ECBC, which is Energy Conservation Building Code, you will have to do whole building simulation and compliance methods. So that's when it will come handy. We do green building certifications. We do ECBC, EDGE, IGBC, and LEED. And as Jayati had mentioned in the introduction, we do LCE, which is life cycle analysis reports. We are currently doing that for some eco-friendly products, and we're doing this for a prototype project as well. Now, I will just exit my screen share mode and copy this